Satisfactory. And this game was certainly satisfactory. We have two amazing clown strats in the same 4v4 arena game. On the one side, we have the Castle Age Cumin Ram Rush backed up with piano cannons, and on the other side, we have the Sicilian Siege Tower hop into Castle Drop with outward petards to let in knights. Just what? This game was bonkers. It was such a crazy game, and I just love everything about it. Let's just break it down a little bit. Let's start with breaking down all of the players that we have in this matchup. So we have Safor playing as the Portuguese, and he's going to be making those organ guns. Zeti over here is going to be providing the Rams with cumins. Over in the purple, we have Luigi. I just call him Luigi. I know it's technically Luigi Mario 511, but he is playing as the Khmer, and he's going to go for some knights and a nice boom as the pocket, as I probably throw away everything trying to do the Sicilian Siege Tower hop into Castle Drop. That's right, Poop Lord in the orange is playing as the Sicilians. Let's take a look at our opponents. Our opponents in the gray era is playing as the Mongols. I hate being matched up against Mongols. I feel like they're such a one-trick pony. What are they gonna go for? I really wonder. Are they gonna go for Mangadai, or maybe Mangadai? And how do you even counter Mangadai? You can't really make skirms because skirms are so slow, they'll never catch up to the Mangadai. You can't really go for siege because Mangadai counter siege. And you can't really go for the, what's it called? The Berber Genitor, or whatever it is, because the Berber Genitor has such small range. I guess if you do have Berbers, you might as well, right? But even still, I don't really feel like there's a strong counter for Mangadai. Let's move over to our teal opponent. He's also playing as the Khmer, just like Luigi, but I can't pronounce that name, so we're just gonna call them teal. Khmer is just such a strong civ, not needing those buildings to go up and the farm bonus and all of that good stuff. I mean, Khmer are a force to be reckoned with as well. Lululemon over here, no, just Lulu. Lulu is playing as the Celts, and in the blue we have Pyramids JR playing as the Britons. All right. Let's go a little bit over the strategy at this time. So the strategy on the left side is going to be simple. Produce several castles to make organ guns, and then have Zeti, hopefully as he's going up to castle, have a siege workshop, or maybe even 2 or 3 siege workshops producing rams, and then absolutely steamroll through blue and hopefully just go all the way around with those rams. Now, I really did like their play in this game, so I want to kind of take a little bit of a closer look. I know what I'm going to do. Oh, talking about what I'm going to do. I'm going to immediately... We were all talking in the Discord, and it's not a huge advantage to get their scout, but if you can get their scouts, why wouldn't you? So because we're in the Discord and because we're talking, we're actually signaling, and we are going to be able to hopefully pick off both of the... Look at this. Oh man, the teamwork over here. All 4 of us are chasing down their scouts, and they are slowly but surely going to go down. Except for the green one over here. We don't worry about that. But this blue one, okay. This blue one is going to go down. Now, I think it's because somebody still had to push in their... Yeah, they still had a deer to push in. That's why Red decided to go back in this situation. I like to push my deer in first, but I think these guys probably know a lot better what's going on than I do. Now, I'm about 2K team game Elo. But these guys are insane. They're 2.8k team game Elo. I mean, these are clowns that are experienced. They know what they're doing. They know the value of pushing in deer. If you're not pushing in deer on arena, start pushing in your dang deer already. Zeddy, by the way, he has constructed his second TC, so he's not going to just go all in with the Ram Rush like how I do the Ram Rush. He's actually going to back this up with some eco, which I think is a much smarter play overall. Meanwhile, I am at home trying to go castle as fast as possible. We need to go 26 pop up, so we should already be up. Yeah. And we are going to be getting a whole bunch of wood so that we can build a siege workshop as well as a siege tower. And we're also going to be collecting a whole bunch of stone. Standard market blacksmith. And I was trying to make a wall. You might as well, if you are placing houses, make a secondary layer of wall with your buildings. It just protects you a little bit more, and there's no reason to be over here because there's no resources in the front. With that all being said, let's speed this up just a little bit as we're slowly starting to go to castle. And we're talking a little bit about, I have 100 extra stone. I only went for 1 TC. Who wants the stone? Blah, blah, blah. You can sell it. Blah, 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 blah. And so on, and so on, and so on. Zeddy was actually not on the Discord call, so he's actually communicating by means of typing. And with that, market blacksmith. Now, you might be wondering, why is Stafor so slow in this situation? And the reason that he's so slow is he's not going for one castle organ guns. This madman is going for 2 castle organ guns. So that's why he's going up with a total of 32 pop. And respect, man. Real respect. He definitely has his build orders down. Meanwhile, I was signaling that I was probably going to go over to Gray's base. We are up, and we are immediately going to be dropping a siege workshop. Now, we should be dropping it now. And go, 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 go. Let's go. Come on, come on. Siege workshop, siege workshop. There you go. And that's much more important than building a house. But look at this. We have a nice little wall going on. Nice little snake going on. And once that siege workshop is out, we're going to move some of these stone collectors over to drop it in. And this is just insane. Like, he actually has 1,200 stone. He needs 1,300 stone to produce 2 castles. Waiting for Zeddy to come over with those rams. He's still feudal age, but very soon he will click up to feudal, and hopefully he will have some siege workshops somewhere around here to help out Stafor. Where is that siege tower? Is the siege tower finally going to come out? Let's see. Oh, we're just going back and forth. We're just going back and forth. Well, what are you even doing? Amateur caster over here galore. Also, did you know that siege towers have -2 melee defense? I always thought that that was quite funny. And here are indeed the villagers coming over to Stafor's base, constructing a siege workshop, and I'm pretty sure that Zeddy is going to be clicking up to Castle Age in the next couple of minutes. Now, all of these villagers that were on stone are going to be moving on to gold so that they can keep producing organ guns as well as to wood as they are constructing not 1 but 2 castles. What an insane build. This is like the double Arambai build that people used to do when Arambai were so powerful. Meanwhile, siege tower coming in, siege tower hopping over, and then yeah, here we go. And invisible, and we're just walking forward, and we can actually see what's going on here. But as soon as we see some signs of eco, we're just going to drop that. I was like, market, this is kind of awkward. I hope he hasn't found me yet. He's definitely spotted me already, but you know what? It's fine. Just construct the castle anyway. That's really close to the town center. That's actually going to be relatively in range, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Fight the scout. Fight everything. Go brrr. And then we're going to let in these knights by means of petards. It's such a fun strategy. Outward petards. Normally it's inward petards, but in this situation we're going for outward petards. And I'm like, I'm gonna petard over here. You got this. You got this. Let's go to the ram rushing side because we have to keep track of this. So 2 siege workshops producing rams, and as soon as Zeddy is up, he's going to be getting that ram upgrade, and there's going to be a lot of rams and a lot of organ guns going into Blue's base. I like the approach from Zeddy because oftentimes when you think of Kumans, you think that they're just going to boom, 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 boom. But that's not the case. And here come the petards. Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! I want to go in! Should we add some petards for like a surprise effect? And I think they actually did add a petard or two, but they really didn't need to. Because Kuman Rams are just really, really strong. Abandoning all hope. Baking a castle over here as well. And now at this point, Luigi is just trying to do some raiding wherever he can, but he's actually going to run into a castle. It's annoying, this castle, but it's not detrimental. Is he going to actually get a conversion? Did get a conversion over here, and it doesn't look like Luigi is going to get too much done. Meanwhile, we're hopping into the siege tower, and we're just going over to the other side. And now it is time for the ram rush to initiate. Holy moly. Real quick, I need to go to Zeddy's perspective over here. That's a lot of rams. These guys know what they're doing. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but these guys are about 2.8k. I had a hard time keeping up with their level of play. They are good, and their reaction times are good. Look at Blue's reaction. He knows that he needs the castle here now. I was signaling that there's a base over here that maybe could be raided, but Teal is actually on top of it with elephants. And now I was being told maybe you shouldn't siege tower hop Teal because he has elephants everywhere. But we're not going to listen to any of that. We're just going to siege tower hop anyway. And the wall off, the secondary wall off, actually working out quite well for Blue, even though he's losing villagers left and right. Can these rams get through? And that is a down wall, and these rams should be able to go through that tiny little gap as more rams are creating a bigger gap. Oh man, there's a lot of organ guns here as well. 10 rams and more incoming. There's another 4 rams in the back over here that are not even being used yet. Everything is getting destroyed. This castle is going down. Organ guns going brr, brr, brr. Meanwhile, we're dropping a castle in the back. He didn't even notice. And all of a sudden, Teal is going to be getting shot all over the place. Once again, we're going to go for the petards to get my teammate through. And everything is hitting the fan for my opponents as Poop Lord Jr. jumps into the room, and there's just a lot of craziness going on. She's sitting on my lap, seeing what Age of Empires is all about, and thankfully, Blue calls the GG, Green calls the GG, and Blue is completely and utterly cleaned up. Thank you for showing up with those mangoes. Easy kills. What a fun strategy. What a crazy strategy. And you can definitely get some resistance with this, but this works quite well. I think the ram rush and the organ guns work so much better. I mean, look at Blue. Blue is completely destroyed. Blue is out, right? And once Blue is out, they're going to have no problem steam rolling Green 2v1 style. I mean, we slowed down the Magadai player a little bit, and we slowed down the Teal player a little bit, but overall, well, let's see how much damage we actually did. And let's see how much damage the ram rush actually did in this situation. So look at that, 28 kills and 6 deaths. Meanwhile, we're in the 3-1 category. We did like nothing over here. But with that being said, we allowed our pocket to boom tremendously. If we look at the map, as my mouse has no battery, we have a total of 1, 2, 3 TCs from Purple, and he's been able to uncontest boom, which is always a nice thing. Let's quickly look at the economy. I would not be surprised if Luigi had a very, very strong economy, and yes, indeed, He does not the strongest, actually, which surprised me. He did not have to invest into a whole bunch of military society. And let's just take a look at the timeline. Wow. What a game, guys. Wow. What a game, right? Can you say wow? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for walking. And I'm going to take this little one to the park as she just woke up from her nap. Do you want to say something, Poop Lord Jr.? Come on, you're on YouTube. Well, then I'm going to say it. Just remember, guys, keep walking.